Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another production of 321 Media. And this is On the Aisle with Rona Mann. And guess what? I'm Rona Mann. Today we are talking about Angels in America, which is at the wonderful Gamm Theater in Warwick. The actual title is Angels in America, Part 1, Millennium Approaches. Stay tuned. There is a part 2. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so you hear there is a play at the Gamm. The next thing you hear, because they've been very open about it, is it's 3 hours long with 2 intermissions. It's about the AIDS crisis in America. It's about gay men. There's strong language. It's about the nation in fear. And you're saying, Martha, why do we have to go? Well, I'm going to tell you why. You're watching this right now, not because you think I look wonderful. You're watching this right now because you love theater like I do. And I am telling you, this is a play you will love. If you love powerful acting, if you love a brilliant Pulitzer Prize winning piece of literature that also was nominated for 11 Tony Awards on Broadway and won 3 of them, that went on and made a movie, that went on and did a TV. I think it was made for TV, and they won Emmy Awards for it. This is something that's going to keep you riveted and not aware that the time has gone by. It's about us. It is so brilliantly directed from beginning to end by Brian McAnally. He is a member of the Trinity Rep group, but good actors switch on and off in this state, which I love. They go from one theater to another. And he is a brilliant actor, having done Scrooge just 2 years ago, and has played many parts, including the lead in Angels in America when Trinity did it. So he knows this show. I don't know if everything was his choice. I'm guessing that it was his choice, all of it. Because from the very beginning, the house lights don't go down, they go up. So they're watching you as you're watching them. They are making you responsible to watch, responsible to listen, and responsible to maybe change something in America. And because those lights are on all the time, except when there's a special effect and they have to take them down, they are on all the time. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. Nobody was asleep. Also, nobody walked out. Brian McAnally says in the program, and I'm going to quote this because I think it's so important. Every revival of a play exists in at least 2 time periods. The time it was written, which in this case was 1985, and the time in which the audience is seeing it, 2025, 40 years. Is it fresh? Oh boy, is it fresh. I first saw it in the late 90s when Trinity did do it, and very little has changed because it was about an epidemic in America, a crisis, a medical epidemic, a national crisis, uncertainty with the president. At that time, that was President Reagan, and the need for change. Don't you hear that every night on the news? So let's examine first what you think are the negatives. 3 hours. Even I, driving up to the Gamm yesterday was saying 3 hours. Oh my God, please don't let me fall asleep. Please don't let me. You can't. Well, for one thing, they get the lights on you. But the other thing is, it is not a downer. It's not sad. It's not depressing. Yeah, there are parts of it that are sad. But I didn't notice anybody in this audience crying. Mostly people were laughing because the brilliant writer who won the Pulitzer Prize, Tony Kushner, wrote it that way. There is so much humor in this from the very beginning all the way through. It's almost like if you remember the TV show MASH, it was that mixture of just when you think you're going to cry, bang, there was a laugh. And that's exactly what is done here. If you think I'm going to single out the actors individually, I'm not. Because each one, with only two exceptions, played more than one role and played them brilliantly. Phyllis Kay played 4 different parts. So when they took their bows, and again, I'm sure this was director's choice, it was not first one person and then the other, and then the one who has the most lines take as another. They took it as a company, as a group. Very, very good. And again, they make you responsible for it. There was one actor, I was watching him during the curtain call. He was mouthing the words, "Thank you," and pointing to the audience. His name is Ben. Good for you, Ben. It is a true story, very much so. It's our story, our history. Those who are old enough to remember will remember Roy Cohn, the irascible lawyer. He is in it. And he's in it to remind you of our current president. He yells, he cuts people off, he grabs the phone and demands things, doesn't ask, demands, gets his way because, as one of the characters said, people are afraid of him. He says things and then an hour later in the show will swear up and down and grab you by the throat. I never said it. So he lies too. Ethel Rosenberg is also in it. Ethel Rosenberg as a ghost, because she was electrocuted along with her husband, Julius. Real life, they were people who were spies. I believe it was in the 50s. They were accused, convicted of espionage during the Cold War period, and they were electrocuted. There are many parallels. Also, plenty of ironies. There is much to laugh at. And I have to tell you how they do those 3 hours. You never know it's 3 hours, and I really mean that. The first act, like many plays today, just under an hour. Then there is a good intermission, good amount of time. Second act was, I think, about 45 minutes. Then another intermission. The last act wasn't even that. It might have been 40 minutes with so much going on. I didn't see anybody cry. I only saw them cheer. These actors work so hard. I saw the show on Sunday, the matinee at 1:00. It was over just after 4, and these people had to go do the whole thing again at 7:00. And it's a very physical show. They are moving all the time. Nobody was asleep in the audience. We were too riveted to a story, because whether the subject of homosexuality turns you off or whether it can accept it, it's real. It's us. It's today as it was 40 years ago, as it was 40,000 years ago. As much as you may think of our government is in a mess today, there are problems in the federal government, there sure were back then as well. This writer, Tony Kushner, penned it beautifully. Brian, the director, staged it perfectly. At one point, I was very taken by there was a scene where the husband is leaving the wife. They are on stage right, where my right hand is. Where my left hand is, one guy is leaving his partner who's in the hospital because his partner has AIDS, but he's still telling him he loves him. The husband is still telling the wife, who is addicted to pills, that he loves her. And the two scenes are done simultaneously. They're talking over each other, under each other, and you hear, I'm leaving, I'm leaving. It was perfectly, brilliantly done. Now, I told you the name of the play, Angels in America, Part 1, Millennium Approaches. Yeah, there's a Part 2. But just like Wicked, and I hate to compare it to that, but when people went to the movies to see Wicked, a lot of them got a big surprise when it didn't end. It ended by saying we'll be back with Part 2 Thanksgiving. Well, you don't have to wait till Thanksgiving. Part 2 will start the Gamm's fall season in September, and it's called Angels in America Part 2 Perestroika. This should be very interesting. This show will be on through June 15th. You can buy your dad a ticket for Father's Day. I really think people need to see this. I looked around me yesterday wondering what kind of audience are they going to like it? Are the older people going to walk out? Nobody walked out. They all came back from both of those intermissions. Everyone loved this show because when it was over, they were cheering on their feet and they didn't run up the aisle because it had been 3 hours. They took their time. They were going to have dinner, or they were going to go have a drink, or they were going to ride home, and you know what they were going to talk about. Don't miss this, really, if you love theater. Angels in America at the Gamm. I'm Rona Mann at 321 Media on the aisle. I'll be waiting for Part 2, and I'm going to be back in a week telling you about Blue Sky, Alabama at Trinity. Have a good one.